do we have? Okay, Restream's got me. Twitch doesn't have me yet. Does it have Twitch? Yep, Twitch got me. And YouTube, hopefully, as well. Alright. Welcome message. Go. Double check on YouTube because I don't trust YouTube. And it still doesn't show an image. 20 seconds in, no image. 22 seconds, no image. Come on, YouTube. You can do it. Come on, YouTube. 1 sec. Okay. Alright, I think now it's going. Alright, a bit of a late stream, so I'm gonna keep it short. Today I want to do a bit of a review because lately I realized I've been, I have a lot of big things that I've started. And they're all kind of bouncing up around the air, and I don't have them really written down, and my brain kind of goes this way and that way, and then before you know it, I don't even remember that I started something 2 weeks ago and haven't finished it and all that sort of thing. So I need to kind of make a bit of a list. So, a new kid on the block is the puzzle importer. Where is it? Where are you hiding? Yes, so we have the puzzle importer. Current projects. And these are like, these aren't just like little bug fix or something. These are relatively big projects. We have the large puzzle UI, which I started, pushed into experimental, and then now I have to get back to it, right? There's a bunch of smaller things we've been working on. There's the better layout. There's the stuff I'm doing for the 9x9 project. Let's have a quick look if I can find that. So they recently we need to do a project 9x9 video layout with simplified controls. And we also started the sort of whole customization thing, right? UI customization. So how to control the UI buttons a little bit. Obviously, we have accounts. You know, I went to publish a puzzle database as a step towards the account system, and that's it. I have to get back to it. User accounts, or SudokuPad accounts. SudokuPad accounts. Other projects that have been started, you know, way early this year, late last year, that I need to remember. Oh yes, I started a bunch of pages. In fact, they're kind of in this menu, right? Extra pages, Hall of Fame, puzzle highlights. So I want to have a place where I can highlight specific puzzles, special puzzles that show off a particular feature, or that have my name or SudokuPad themes or anything like that. Extra pages, we have media appearances. I did a bunch of interviews recently and appeared in other people's live streams, so I want to kind of collect that all in one place, right? What was the demos index again? User flow dashboard, that's for project 9x9. Accounts user interface, that's kind of a planning page as well. Oop, that's the wrong page. Okay. The flow. Okay, not in project 9x9 demo. The list. Oh yes, extra pages. The list. News and updates blog. Basically a blog where I can write these sorts of things, so I don't have to do live streams that nobody sees about them. Then I have a couple of small tasks that just popped up on my radar for today. Maybe we can get to a couple of these right now. So one, we have an issue with the emoji system again. Emoji or colored heart symbols. And we have a long-standing request for better grid handling. Better grid handling in for puzzle data. We have no grid and we have dotted grid. So for example, we have a setting here. We have dashed grid. So, and I think like these are completely independent, but they should really be a singular thing, right? So we have setting dashed grid. So we have setting dashed grid. And then no grid. Is that something that I can set up in here? Is that even under visual? Or is this under advanced? I think no grid setting doesn't even have a setting. So dash grid and no grid, okay. Better handle settings in puzzle data. These settings specifically. And that's maybe something that I could integrate into the no grid setting, or, you know, it might be worthwhile taking a look at today. Hey, Mark, from an Italian restaurant. You have a good time, buddy. Speaking of Mark, puzzle importer. Let me make some sub items. Mark. What do you call it? What is your thing called? SudokuPad pen import. All right, Mark's SudokuPad pen import. So that's got to be an integration there. Or one thing. All right, that's a whole bunch. Now these things, didn't we just say I had a place? Now the list. Okay, didn't I not have an actual place? Because I'm also tempted to just make a page where I can put these things in some sort of way, visually, graphical, something. I don't know. Oh yeah, speaking of graphical, there's another one. The mark feature. What did I call it? Markup feature. Markup feature. Which is a fairly big feature and deserves more attention. It doesn't have... it's not really functional, it's just a quick proof of concept sort of thing. Hey, Chameleon! Oh, Chameleon, I've been meaning to send you a message, actually, because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about ideas for more gamey animated features. Because currently there's really just... fog as a feature where there's an interaction, there's a change on the board. And then there's the obvious ones, such as Minesweeper style mechanics. But I'd love to do more than that. You've done some Sokoban stuff, but there's a complexity of having a character on the screen. And I was wondering if there's any other things we could come up with that... Because I actually dreamt, I had a dream, and in my dream it was a digits morphing. And I'd like to experiment a little bit with just simple animations on digits when you're entering digits, like especially for the kids version. But I wonder if there's something we can do where you play something and it animates, like it changes something. And to build something that's generic enough that I don't actually have to design a puzzle for it, but can be sure that it is useful for all sorts of things. And I'd love to have more video game like features in SudokuPad, you know, things that you can't do on pen and paper, you know, things where things change as you play, animation, things like that, right? Anyway, I didn't really want to throw this all at you here in the stream. I need to write this up in a message. I actually would like to maybe write this down here as feature ideas, of which I have plenty, but one of the other projects is a review Bremster. What was it called? The donation drive features. I want to review the features I've built, the features I didn't get to, make sure that I'm doing them right, because they've really done a lot for me as well. Animated digits. All right. Let's, before I get too deep into this stuff, let's see if I can have a quick look at these. So for these characters, the problem is, and if I maybe do, let's see, if I do disable emoji replacement. If I take this, switch it off, right? Put that here as disable emoji equals 1. And then I'll make one with 0. So I have a side-by-side comparison. Right. Yeah, so the emojis obviously don't carry colors over. Yeah, no, from a technical perspective, it shouldn't be too difficult. The difficulty for me is in making it such that the puzzles make sense, that setters can get their heads around, setters can take advantage of them, and solvers can play the puzzles without, needing to play a tutorial first. Like what's simple, what's obvious, etc. Yeah, dragging, I think, makes sense as well. Or even clicking. I think better than dragging might be anything like the rotating stuff. Like anything you can tap once, because it's easy on mobile and things like that. And it's just a simpler interaction. And you can even visually make it look like a button or something, Does copy URL settings to puzzle data, but that was intended on this workaround to pass. Keep settings from JSON. Probably want to store it in a different form. Yeah. Yeah, I will. So the person bringing this up mentioned what they mentioned. They mentioned CSS color filters. The problem is I wouldn't know if the emoji is monochrome, but I could have an exclusion set. So I have a precedent for that because I'm handling arrows separately as well. Mostly because a lot of the arrows aren't supported by fonts and aren't supported by the emoji replacement system. So I just decided to so I basically have a long list of arrows that I'm all just replacing with a standard arrow. And in a similar fashion, I could potentially recognize the card symbols. Always supported. Unicode substitutions. So let's have a quick look. So emoji or Unicode card symbols. What's the official thing? Because there's several different ones, right? There's the hollow ones, there's the filled ones, and I wouldn't be surprised if colored ones are like is like a red one and a black one separately, you know what I mean? Alright, talk to you later, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. So let's so there seems to be 2 sets of these. Let me just copy them out quickly. So we have these and these. Is this a format that JavaScript supports? I don't know. Is it \u? U. So if I do \u and I write something like this equals to this, it's true. All right. I'm just going to keep them here as a sort of reference. Um, Probably put them in some sort of format. Something like that. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. All right. And then let's do these as well. And I'll do them individually because if I put them side by side, there could be some encoding issues that I don't want to deal with. Wrong character. All right. The second small task. Handle settings in puzzle data. Yeah. Read about it for months, but was too shy to ask because I already bothered. No worries. Actually, let's maybe have a quick look at that first. So, because I have two settings related to this, the no grid and the dashed grid. And I don't know... So the dashed grid has a setting, or dotted grid. So I'm wondering if it exists as a feature. But I'm not seeing that. So is this... How do I get the setting into the thing? Oh, I put it here. Alright. So there's a bit of a problem because if I put it into settings, I could because I'm trying to see if from a settings file I can parse things in puzzle data, and in a way I can because that's how the fog is handled. So we'd have to feature file, feature puzzle settings. So the idea of this feature is basically to handle settings that are given inside the puzzle. Because there's a bit of a complexity to it, because you obviously don't want to update the setting in the user's stored stuff. And the setting system is a little dodgy about how to handle that. I think they're custom handled, so I'm not sure if I can do this easily. What did I do most recently? Copy cells. No. Paste cells. Cell paste. Which one is newer? No, copy cells is newer. Alright, so... Feature... Puzzle settings. Okay. Puzzle settings. Gonna be a bit of a weird one, and it might be better to handle it universally. And I'm not sure if there's gonna be any attaching or detaching, to be honest. What's the settings? I'm just thinking, because this is not a setting in and of itself. It's a family of setting and handling them in puzzles. So maybe it shouldn't be here. Maybe this needs to be in the core engine. The setting I dream about is the most embedded in the puzzle without the URL set. It's less conflicts. The thing is, if you set up the puzzle correctly, why do you need to disable conflicts? So, for example, in the importer, in the importer, right? So, for example, I created some code to create a Samurai by 5 puzzle, right? And what it does, it basically generates custom row and column cages. And it doesn't create the standard one, which is what most of the conflict checking happens by, you know? So, for example, if I put... what's a good example? Yeah, so for example, putting a 9 here... yeah. Putting a 9 here does not conflict with this 9, right? But putting a 9 here conflicts with both. because this is on a row with this, and it's on a row with this, because there's row cages here that are overlapping. And it's just something that most people don't do in their settings software, but you can, right? So it's not really something I need to do, it's something the settings software needs to do. So, Chameleon, let me know what kind of puzzles you have. Like, if you have to give me examples of why you want to disable conflict checking. Yeah, there is. So, for example, if you look at the code for this, which isn't here. So if we look at the Samurai by 5 importer, so it has the no row column setting inside the puzzle. So that it basically just prevents the row column cages to be generated. Regions you already have control. So if you make a puzzle without regions, with an empty region set, you don't get region cages either, right? And then you can create your own cages. So I create my row column cages here by giving them the row column type and assigning them an empty style. So they don't get styled with the standard killer cage style, for example. The system needs to be a bit better because the styles were supposed to be customizable, but now there's just a fixed set of styles that you can't really address from the puzzle code. But that's the thing, right? I need sample data. I need to see exactly what people are trying to do. Not the end result, not what the people think they need from me, but what they actually need or what they're trying to do, so I can figure out the best way of how to do that within SudokuPad, you know? So doing that. Now, settings change isn't really gonna happen, I think, because this isn't gonna be a setting you can enable or disable, unless I'll have a setting for the user to override the puzzle setting. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. Let's see. We need to update Sudoku.html. Wait, I feel like I'm just bouncing between two things. Oh yeah, okay, so I am. This is not the playing card thing, this is the other thing. But we can maybe use the playing card thing anyways, as a test puzzle. So if I say... Actually, what we want to do is we want to create a super simple puzzle, which is our little tiny test puzzle. You know what I need? I need a JSON puzzle I can put in the URL. If I do this, right? And then really print this somehow. Okay, that's awful. I think I'm better off doing this by hand. Oh dear. So I think the cell size 50 is actually not necessary. So we have our cells. We have our regions. Or in this case, one region. We have cages. Oh, here the metadata is given as cages. Okay, because this is fpuzzle data. So if we change this... Second, let me see if I can change this to JSON. If we can have something like metadata, right? Metadata is an area or an object? I think it's an object. Then we'll have something like solution. And it's just that. Right? Then we'll have title, untitled, author, unknown. And then rules is just this. Rules. This. So if I take that, and now I should be able to get rid of this, which is a bit more verbose. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that, that, and that. Can I take this string now? What do I need to do with it? I need to encode URI component this. Right. And now this is... Oh, doesn't give me the whole thing. Give me the whole thing. Don't be so miserly. And then this is SCL data. Like that. Does this work? I am not sure. Okay, why does when I do open nothing, so much stuff open? X. Why do we have an X? Oh, because of local data. Something bad happens here. Ooh, Passpatcher doesn't support that. Hey Shelby, how are you doing? Do I care about this? Probably not. This is mostly for my local testing. Error in line 29,692. Great. I'm gonna have to do some Jigima pokery. I need to take this out and put this in. And then if I refresh this, we're getting an actual error in puzzle zipper. Unzip quotes. So this is not zipped. Does the puzzle zipper... sorry, does the... Because I think in puzzle loader, I have a safe unzip. So... Is this enough to figure out where we are at? The hell? This remote puzzle ID is not defined. What are you talking about? What did I do in line 76? Oh god, it somehow selected something and I pressed D? Alright. So, decompress puzzle ID. And then puzzle is that. And then it's that, and then it's that, and then it's that. And I think one of these skips the unzip somehow. Save decode URI component. Save decode URI. Save decompress. Decompress. Save JSON unzip. When does that kick in? Save JSON unzip. I might have to load puzzle loader before I do all that stuff. Yeah, because we're basically not doing save JSON unzipping here. All right, so let's have a look at Passpatcher. Save, decode, decompress, load F puzzles. How big is puzzle loader? This whole thing is a little silly. Whole thing is silly. Because I should either do everything bundled or nothing. This partial bundling is causing me nothing but problems. So puzzle loader is 7K. Do I want to include puzzle loader in the bundle? It would make my life easier. And the pus patcher currently contains L-zipper, puzzle zipper. What if puzzle zipper itself had a safe unzip a safe version of it? Like if I just made it safe. I could just make it safe, right? What makes it safe? This wrapper. So in the puzzle zipper here, I mean, the whole thing is super dodgy, right? Zip puzzle. It's this. Unzip puzzle. Is this. JSON stringify unzipped. So we already oh, wow. Okay, wait a second. This might be easier than I thought. We don't have to parse it again. Because we're already getting the error before we even get there. So all I really need to do is try and then just reject errors. Try, catch, error. If I do this, and then if I just return the zipped here instead. If I do this, on the puzzle, can I read property of now? And then I just output that again. In this case, zipped is null. Wait a second. Well, wait a second. It is, oh, because zip gets changed. Unzipped. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this to let res equals that. And then we'll just do res, 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 res. And the original unzipped is never changed. Unzip quotes. Does that change the thing? It shouldn't. So we're getting a null in here already. So there's an error happening earlier. Um, 78, decompress puzzle. Okay. All right, that's A. Then we'll try B, which is this. And we'll try C, which is this around the outside. A, B, and then C is null. So decompress puzzle fails. Decompress is straight from load F puzzles. So then we need safe decompress, basically. What if I move that into load F puzzles? I mean, that's where the decompress lives, right? Because it's not the format. JSON isn't the format. JSON is an encoding, right? And it already works. In fact, it works fine. I've been doing this for ages. It's just that the code, I'm just fixing the code for the, because basically there's a little bit of code that gets loaded before everything else to replace the link at the top for mobile users. So basically that the link works before the whole puzzle has loaded. So you can just tap it immediately. You don't have to wait for everything else to load. It's a stupid idea. I should have done it properly a long time ago. But now I'm just kind of fixing that piece of code to work the same way as the rest of the puzzle loading works. Because right at that point, it doesn't have access yet to certain methods, like the puzzle loader library, which does the loading very nicely. And I don't want to include it with, you know, I don't want to load. If you're loading everything early, then you're not loading anything early. You know what I mean? And I need to, but right now I don't want to fix that. It's too much to fix right now, so I'm just patching it. So, for example, I have a safe version of the decompressor that basically decompresses. If it fails to decompress, then it returns the original data. So it'll always work, right? Because right now I don't have fingerprinting for a lot of these data formats. So I don't have an algorithm that tells me if something is f-zipped, right? So I just need an algorithm that just always works. And I have it. It's just further down. It's at a higher level. I need to have it available at a lower level, right? So we have decompressed puzzle. And I basically want safe decompress, right? So we want to have const safe decompress. So we have decompress puzzle. If I do this, and I probably want to do something like that. And then if I just add this down here. Now, of course, it's... Oh, yeah, okay, it's not the minified version. So now I need to switch to using that. So instead of decompress puzzle, we want to use safe decompress. And that gets rid of that error. But now, obviously, we don't want to have a double implementation of that. So we want to get rid of that. And we'll just do something like const safe decompress. We can maybe just do that up here. And there's precedent for this. I've done this with other things as well. So I don't think... I think we can do that. Maybe we cannot. Or this was unrelated. Unrelated. Never mind. All right. So let's go back in there and fix all the silly things I've done. So we've added that. We've changed that. Let's make sure we need to change it elsewhere. Safe decompress. Decompress. All right. Puzzle loader. Now we just remove that, and we got to get rid of all those logs. Boom, 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 boom. And I think one line 24. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I'm making a total mess of this. Got rid of that. We got rid of that. We got rid of that. That. Yeah, those are all good. We've just added a little bit of safety. There. So now the unzip puzzle itself is just safe. So then technically I now should get rid of the safe JSON unzip here. The one problem with this is that, like, is there ever a time when I want to use the non-safe version of it? Because it saves as an extra... Like, how many places are we even using this? Not too many places. Because this doesn't make any sense now. Because Puzzle Zipper itself is already safe. You know what? I'm gonna route it through here for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say this is equal to puzzle zipper.unzip. Boom. Then there's no code duplication, and I have the same interface, and in the future I can maybe move everything, like consolidate all the puzzle stuff into the puzzle loader. Like puzzle tools, puzzle zipper, puzzle loader, fpuzzles decoder, there's too many different things. Alright, so now these should just work without any other issues. Do I need that extra blank line? Probably not. I removed a blank line there. No, I removed something there. What did I remove from there? Maybe this was like that. Yeah. Smaller diff. Better. Alright. This we don't care for. So, I haven't done a rebuild of that in a while, so I need to remember how to do that. So if I change... So wait a second, what did we do right now? We changed it, so we got rid of those errors. Now we got different errors. Oh, that's not good. We did not get these errors before. That's not good. Source puzzle is a string. Wait. Wait a second. Safe JSON unzip. Does a JSON parse? Okay. All right. Good that I didn't rip it out completely then, I guess. It's really data JSON.parse data. I really need a version of that doesn't re-JSONify it because it's so stupid. Such a waste of back and forth. All right. I should probably push that refactor as a update. Yeah. Before I give myself a headache. We need to rebuild the bundles. Build bundles. Okay, so first we have to reform the bundle. Means it goes in here. Goes in here. Then we have to run build bundles. All right. What? The hell's that file? Ah, okay, that's like the global bundle. I'm not actually using that. Get that out of here. That's the only one I care about. All right. And that should still work. Okay. Now, our Sudoku we want to remove this. And I'm going to stick it in here for a sec. And now we're basically purely on this change. We've added safe decompress here. We can get rid of that. Let's do a quick test of some kind. At least play one puzzle. Here we go. One of these. Super quick. With all the cheaty techniques that I can think of. Oh. All right. All right. Hey guys, hey Pooch. Hey Poochie. All right, let's finish that. Then we'll push that change. And I don't have too much time for much else, but I do want to take another crack at what we started before. Although it's unlikely I'm gonna get it to a to a releasable state in the remaining time, since I started so late. And I had all the opportunities in the world to start early, but no. Not how it worked out. Right, now we've got 5 up here. We've got 6s down here. 7s here. Right, 8. 1 9 here. 9 here. Hmm, 6 5 6. So that's 1 7 8 9 and 7 8. All right. Cool. Oh, we're not on the right track. Wait, what am I getting wrong down here? Oh, I got rid of the wrong digit somehow. Ah, how did I do that? All right. Let's do a quick round. Around again. Oh, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 2 2 2. Don't help too much. Right, now I'm just floundering. Haste makes waste, as they say. 4 5 down here. So the 9 goes here. 8 doesn't go there. 6 doesn't go there. 1 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oh wait, no. No. I got that wrong. Why did I have 1 there? So that's 1 5 9. 2 3 5 6. 2 6, not 1 6. Okay, actually better for us. And by better, I mean quicker. All right. Make sure we're on the right track so we're not wasting time. 4 6 1 8. Hey. 6 7 8. we go. 6 and 9. Alright. Another round around the digits. Around the digits. Say that 3 times fast. Round around the digits. Round around the digits. No. 6 doesn't go there. I don't know why I thought that. It goes there. Right? Yeah. Nope. Doesn't go there. Huh? The 2 doesn't go there? Where does the 2 go? Oh, it does go there. So this is not a 6-9 pair down here. But it's gotta be a 6-9 pair. 9 and 6, no? That's what I did before. Why did it say it was wrong? I don't understand. 7, 8, 1, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. All right. 5, 5, 1, 6, 5, 6, 5, 9, 7, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 3, 9, 8, 3, and 2. Cool. Well, all I can say is it solves a puzzle without blowing up. So that's good enough for me. That's my standard. So that's a minor version bump. And that's version... this. Refactor puz patcher and unzip. Alright. So, with that in hand, this should just work now. And it also means it's much easier for us now to modify this test data and make it whatever we need it to be. I had so much stuff open there. I can put it back in here. Like that. Ooh, wait. No, I don't want to do that. It's too risky. I'll put that down here. Hopefully with the right version. Okay. All right. We're probably not going to get to the point of actually running this thing today. Except it should get to here. Each puzzle settings handle in it. Here we go. Yeah. Basically what I want to do is I want to clone the way that the fog system works, because the fog feature has to basically sit around and wait for a puzzle to get loaded and then manage that stuff. So basically what we want to do, more or less do the same thing. So maybe we're gonna write this. Let's see. Fog. So if we're up and running. So, okay, so start loaded progress load. So we're gonna have to handle a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's just remove this. So steps, boom. Actually, I have to write that. Await puzzle load similar to fog. Check for saved global or saved app settings. Now, the tricky bit here is how to handle temp settings. Yeah, I'd like to. And I have a mechanism for it, but I don't know if that mechanism is hard-coded. So the idea is that it shouldn't save those settings to the local user settings, obviously, but should apply them to the current thing. So we might have to either mark the setting as temp setting, if that's possible, add that feature if it's not possible, or hijack the settings save mechanism to basically avoid having it saved that way. Apply settings as temp. Now, we might have to optionally notify solver and offer override, because some settings, there'll be accessibility settings that the solver wants where the setter somehow decides they're not going to have it, and the solver can't solve the puzzle without them. So I want the solver to be in charge ultimately. So if the solver prefers to see a grid or prefers larger digits or whatever, I don't want the setter to be able to kill that. And I don't want setters to pretend, oh, my puzzle is harder because the checker isn't allowed or something like that. And in fact, I might not make it available for all settings. And it might even notify the user. So I think I'm just going to leave that at this point. I don't have time to go further into it. Maybe I'll have a look at it tomorrow morning. So let's have another quick look at the emoji issue. I think I want to bring that over here, actually, for some test data. So for the emoji thing, we wanted to look into colorizing them. All right, let's have a quick look if it's even possible. If I can colorize icons at all, right? So the point is... So one sec. You go out of the way. Here it's disabled, here it's not disabled. So I want to be able to look at the puzzle data and be able to find what these things look like, these colorized things. Okay, now I remember, I've actually done that earlier today already. So if we go look in here and we look at the overlays, right? So here are the overlays after the emoji replacement. Yeah, where they're just an image. And here they should be before the emoji replacement when they're a text. And we have a color... Where's the little spade? Where's the little green spade? Here we go. We have a fill color. Okay, so I'm already doing a whole bunch of parsing of... Yeah, the core is too big already, though, so I need to break the core apart. So the features are, you know, core parts. In fact, I want to pull everything out of the core. The core needs to be smaller. It's a subtle difference. Mostly applies to puzzles that go through an internal conversion process. So internally, there's about 2 or 3 different puzzle formats, unfortunately. Because SCL isn't the native format. Except I never built a native format, so unfortunately the internal format doesn't support a whole bunch of things. So I had to keep track of other puzzles so I could look at that data for certain things, for features that actually do operate on that data. So source puzzle is closer to the source puzzle should be the decoded data, basically the data that comes in. And then current puzzle is the internal, you know, so if the source puzzle might be fpuzzle data, for example, right? Or it might have the current puzzle might have changes applied to it. For example, what we said earlier, let me see, where were we? In this puzzle, right? So if I look at source puzzle and current puzzle. So current puzzle, for example, has all these cages here. Except in this puzzle, of course, yeah. How do I explain? In fact, you see they're actually a different format here. Here they're in the RC format, and here they're... In fact, here current puzzle is closer to the source data, which is ironic. Yeah. I mean, current puzzle has a lot of internal stuff applied to it. So, for example, it has all these. Look at these. There's like 800 cell cosmetic features available. So these are things that are used for smart select, for example. Why there are so many here? That's actually problematic. That's a good point. It's picking up on the row column cages and it's making them selectable, which I don't necessarily want. Or do I? Yeah. That probably wouldn't happen on a normal one. So that's kind of one for the um uh ones for the issues list. So cosmetics are built on custom row call cages. Should not, question mark. I don't even know if they should or should not be. And then, for example, there's these global feature settings, which again, in this case, this is actually, it looks more like fpuzzles data, except this never came in as fpuzzles data. Yeah, it basically has a whole bunch of internal stuff. It's like an internal working copy of the puzzle. So source puzzle is what you really should be looking at. But it's a good question, and it doesn't have an easy answer, and things aren't the way they should be. So I can't, I'm loath to even tell you how it is because I don't want people to actually use that stuff because I need to fix it. It's pretty broken behavior, to be honest. But where was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna look at emoji data parsing because the emojis are already parsing opacity transform and a bunch of other things. So, what do I want to do about this? So, has attribute EL placement in general. Next. The next is get SVG. Wait a second. EL. Oh, because EL. Okay, so EL is the element we're replacing. All right. Cool. Where's our thing here? No, not this thing. This thing. Huh? Okay. What did I break? Did I press a button again? I must have. Please. I hope I pressed a button and just broke it that way. I don't see it. Cage.cells is not iterable. What are you talking about? Unless this is a problem with the change we made earlier. But I had literally just reloaded this page. Are you not showing me a change I've made? This thing shouldn't be able to break anything. And this also shouldn't be able to break anything. Handle fog feature. What are you talking about? Ah. Error in puzzle.convert puzzle. Cage.cells is not iterable. Handle fog feature. What the heck are we looking at now? Undefined. Okay. We're getting an empty cage, which we shouldn't be at this point. Oh, is that... Oh no. Is that being introduced by the unzip? I know the unzip has problems with certain things, with certain syntax. Shit. Oh no. That means the other thing just isn't gonna work that way. Give me a headache. And this function is such a monster. And it should really not exist. So this comes from blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know if I can do this on the stream. The problem is there are potentially unzip, like zip and unzip is not a perfectly symmetric conversion because it's a badly designed algorithm and I shouldn't be using it anymore. I need to get rid of it. But that's a whole bunch of other work since of all the backwards compatibility stuff. Just eat. So we're doing this in here. 2, 3, 5 something. We're doing this here. Here. 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 8, 0, 5, 4, 5, 4, 8, 4. Puzzle ID. So we're getting this here. So fetch puzzle is what we're doing. Puzzle loader. Fetch puzzle. But wait, it should be identical to what we had before in puzzle loader. Shit. Is it not identical? Did I make a big screw up there? Don't know why you're here. Or what you are. No, go away. So, I was under the impression that what I replaced this with is... I'm such an idiot. Yeah, this is equivalent to... a tiny part of this. Alright, I gotta do this better. I gotta be better. I was not good here. So what we actually need is a wrap around this. Because this has 2 steps. And I just got rid of the first step here. Because there's a step where it first tries to parse it. And when that fails, only then does it do the unzip. And here I'm just saying, hey, we're going to try to unzip. The problem is an unzip can break the data basically at that stage. And of course that means a whole bunch of other stuff is also broken. And we need to unroll this. And then we'll need to go into Puzz Patcher. And we're gonna have to do this properly. And in fact, here, that's basically replicating that. So we should be able to just do this now. This. Okay. Why is, come on, reconnect. OBS, disconnecting, reconnecting. What the hell's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Alright, that's it. Take care, have a good night. Maybe I'll see you guys